Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Tori. This is my channel, ToriMoves, and today we're going to be doing a glute and abdominal focused reformer flow workout. If you'd like, there's going to be a PDF printout of this workout for the cues and the notes and all the information. If you're short on time, you can check that out in the links below. We're going to start out with 3 red springs. That's what I like to start out with for footwork. If you normally do something else, feel free, but I feel like 3 red is a good give and take for me personally. And then you're going to lie all the way back and down. Okay. So I'm going to start with my 10 toes onto the foot bar, my heels together. I'm in my Pilates V. Just going to take a couple of deep breaths to pull my shoulder blades together, widen across my collarbones, reach my arms long, and then try to pull my rib cage down and anchor the back of my hips, my pelvis into the mat. On my inhale, I'll stretch out, reach nice and long, and then exhale, anchor my hips as I come back in. I want to feel like I'm vacuum sealing my body kind of towards the reformer. There are some spaces and some gaps here, like between my low back there's a gap and the back of my neck there's a gap. But for the most part, I'm thinking of my body as like a spring, and if I lose tension somewhere, then I'm not a very good spring anymore, right? So I have to keep stretching, inhale, and exhale, slow down the return. Let's do 3 more. Press out, slowly come back in, trying to use both feet equally, and focusing on the crease at the front of the hips. 2, and then 1 more time, out, and slowly come back in. I'm going to separate my heels here. There's about a 3-inch gap between my big toes, and then press out and slowly come back in. I'm trying to anchor my heels in the same place in space, not letting them move up or down as I'm moving out or in. And they're going to want to, and they might be moving a little bit. Making sure that you're breathing. Every time you stretch out, lengthen through the back of your neck, lengthen nice and long. The next time we're going to hold it out here. Start to lower your heels down and then lift the heels back up. And lower and lift. Let's keep going for 5 and 4. And you want to make sure that you're not pressing into the bones. I mean, obviously you are a little bit, but you're not just lifting up into the bones of your feet. You're really using the muscles in the bottoms of your feet, of your arches, to lift and lower. Okay, let's go into some running or some prancing, bending into one knee and then the other, and reach through your heel and through the other heel. Good. Trying to make sure that even those little toes stay active and engaged and holding onto the bar. We're going to hold the right heel under here. So now having open calves is really important for being able to fully activate your glutes. So we want to make sure that those are nice and open before we start to work further up the body. Breathing deeply. Okay, we'll press all the way out and then bend the knees, come all the way back in. And we're going to take about the arch of the foot-ish onto the foot bar. So I'm going to be pulling my heel down to the floor and trying to curl my 10 toes over the top. So my 10 toes aren't making contact with the foot bar anymore. It's like my foot is cupped against the edge of the foot bar. Kind of like I'm gripping onto a tree branch. And you press out. It's like you're trying to anchor your shin bone perfectly aligned on top of the bones of the ankle, which then connect down to the foot. You're creating that tension. You're opening up the joint space and then compressing it. And then you're also opening up all the connective tissue along the bottoms of the feet. So it's pretty normal. You should get foot cramps here. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means that you're doing it right. So if you feel like you need to take a break and stretch out through your feet, that's okay. 1 more time. Inhale, stretch it out, and exhale, slowly come back in. Okay, we're going to take our heels on, spread your 10 toes out, wiggle through the toes. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, slow it down, anchor through your hips, come back in. So now I'm focusing on what I was focusing on in the beginning, on slowing down, on anchoring the bones of my body down towards the mat, and finding the spaces in between. One more time, press out. And then let's come halfway back in. Really spread through your toes, pull the shoulder blades together, anchor down through the back of the ribs, and then press out and in just a little bit, out just a little bit in, making sure that we really have that neutral pelvis and our abs are really on. They're stabilizing our spine. 3, 2, 1. We'll press all the way out nice and long, and then slowly bend and come all the way back in. Okay, let's take the hands behind the head from here. If your shoulder blocks are in the way, just kind of scoot out. And I like to stack hand over hand. We'll float the legs up into a tabletop position. Inhale completely. Exhale, lift up through your head, neck, and shoulders. And then slowly lower back down. Inhaling at the bottom. And exhale and lift. Reach. And slowly lower. So you notice how my pelvis is staying in place and I'm lifting my head, neck, and shoulders up to reach towards my hips and not the other way around. One last time. Lift it up here. Hold it. I'll start to lengthen my legs up towards the ceiling. So the back of my neck is staying long because I'm using my abs to hold my head lifted. I'm going to kind of spiral my heels, press them in towards each other, lower the legs down and away as low as you can, and then pull back up. And again, lower down and away, and I'm inhaling to broaden across my collarbones, lengthen through my neck, and exhale, pull the legs back in towards me. Let's do 3, and then back up, and 2, and back up, and 1, and then hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll hug the knees in for a moment, set your head down, take a deep breath. And then we'll start to rock ourselves up. Just sit here. Oh, you didn't see that, right? Okay, I like to change to, let's do 2 red springs for some bridging work. Your legs can go back over the top. I'm going to blame the box for being in the way for my roll up there. And then we'll slowly lower back down with control, watching out for those shoulder blocks. Okay, let's take the arches of the feet onto the foot bar to start. Anchor through your upper arms, through the hips. Inhale completely, and then exhale, press down. Start to roll your hips up, peel your spine up, articulating into your bridge, and then slowly roll yourself back down, 1 vertebra at a time, trying to keep the upper arm anchored. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, slowly pull yourself back up, and then slowly lower back down. And the way to make this harder, like so many moves in Pilates, is to actually take spring tension away. We're going to roll ourselves back up here and pause at the top. I think 2 reds is a good in between of being challenged, but not overly so. Now take our right leg and float it up to tabletop and try to see how little you can make move everywhere else. So keeping everything else relatively still, and then let's switch to the other side. Floating the left leg up, pull through your right side, anchor through your arms, breathe. And then we'll slowly set that foot down and lower both hips, your whole spine all the way down onto the mat. Inhale at the bottom. We're going to move to our heels here. Take a deep breath. And then exhale and hinge your hips up, nice and tall. And then slowly lower, think flat back, all the way back down. And hinge up through your hips, lift, and lower back down. Okay, this next time we're going to lift, we're going to hold it at the top. Press up, press out, and then pull and come back in. Feel like your spine gets longer. You reach your knees and your shoulders away from each other. And we have 4. Really connect to your hamstrings. And 3, feel like there's a rubber band around your knees. They're not going wider as you press out. 2, and then last 1, and then hinge your hips all the way back down. Whew. Inhale at the bottom. We're going to keep our heels on. We're going to take the right leg into a tabletop type position. Now feel how your hips are level here at the bottom. We want them to stay that way. Deep breath in. Press down, hinge your hips up, trying to not let the carriage slide out. And then lower back down, same side, same move. Here we go. And press and lift, exhale, and then lower back down, inhaling at the bottom. This next one we're going to hold at the top. Press down, lift up, hold it here. You're going to slide out and then slowly drag yourself back in. Don't rush that. That's where the burn happens. Reach out and then slowly come back in. One more time, reach out and then slowly drag it back in. We're going to hold it here. Reach your leg up towards the ceiling. 5 little pulses up for 5, 4. Stamp your footprint on the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, and then lower all the way back down. Whew. Okay, other leg, other side. So your left heel goes straight out from your hip socket. Your left leg is going to be in a tabletop position, long through your spine. Inhale completely. Exhale, press and lift your hips up, flat back, and then lower back down, inhaling at the bottom. And exhale and lift, press, and lower back down with control. Okay, this time we're going to be holding it at the top. Exhale, press down and lift up. Hold it into your tabletop position. And we're going to press out nice and long. Watch that your hips don't twist. And slowly drag it back in. Use your inner thigh. Press down through your big toe. Stretch out nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, dig your heel down. Pull, come back in. Good. One more time. Reach it out. Inhale. Keep your hips lifted. Pull, come back in. We're going to stretch the leg up towards the ceiling here. And then 5 little pulses up for 5, 4, 3. Use your right glute. And 2, and 1. And then slowly lower everything all the way back down. Nice job. We'll reach our arms out. Let your knees drop from one side to the other. Okay, and another reason why I like using the 2 reds for the bridging is it makes a nice transition into some supine ab work here. I like to use 2 reds as a nice challenge for around my shoulder area, but if you're just starting out, a red and a blue might be, or I'm on a balanced body reformer, so like a medium and a heavy spring, or maybe just one heavy spring would be better for you. I'm going to reach our arms up towards the ceiling. I am using the longer loops as well, and I have a little bit of space between my shoulders and the shoulder blocks. Inhale completely, float the legs to tabletop. Exhale, press your hands down by your sides. Now just pause here. Slide your shoulders down your back, and then think about anchoring your shoulder blade and just letting your arm bone move inside that socket. So you want your arm bone to be the only thing moving, not your rib cage, not your shoulder blades, and we're keeping our head down for now. And you can have your fingers long, or sometimes it helps to make fists so you can really press away. We're going to push our hands down, lift up through your head, neck, and shoulders. Now pause here. And you want to don't let your shoulders touch the shoulder blocks. Continuously press away. We're going to tap one foot down towards the spring, towards the floor, and then switch. Kind of keep your chin pulling in and back. So you're forward, you're reaching forward from your abdominals. Your knee reaches out and away from you, so these are our toe taps. Good, anchoring through your hip. You have 3, 2, one more time on each side. And then press the legs back together, lower your head down, reach your arms up. Take a moment of rest. Take a deep breath. Okay. We're going to press our hands down by our sides, lift up through your head, neck, and shoulders, and bend your elbows to about 90 degrees. Curl up as high as you can, and then exhale, press everything out all at once. We're going to open, close through the heels for 3, 2, 1. Bend just your arms in towards you, and bend just your arms in towards you, and lift your head up higher. 2 more times like that. Exhale, press everything out. Open, close. 3, 2, 1. Bend just your knees in. Bend just your arms. Lift up higher with your abs. And then press everything out last time. Open, close. 3, 2, 1. Bend just the knees in. Keep pushing through your arms. Bend just your arms and reach more through your spine. And then lower your head down. Lower your arms down. Whew, that one is so tough. It's always killer for me. Okay, last thing we're going to do are some arm circles here. So this is going to start and build progressively into levels. So we're going to keep our head down to start and have our legs in tabletop. Press your hands down by your sides and then reach around, out, and up. Let's do one more like that. Down, out,
around, and up. So if you want to, as you press down, you can lift up through your head, neck, and shoulders, and then lower your head as your arms reach around. Then if you want to this next time, you can lengthen the legs and then reach around, down and up. If you want to move the arms and the legs at the same time, you can press out, reach arms and legs around, and they meet at the top. Let's do 2 more. Down, out, around, and up. Last one. Down, out, around, and up. Pause. We're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to reverse our circle. Reach your arms out, down, around, up to the ceiling. And again, one more time like that. Out. Pull your shoulders down your back. Good. Now we're going to add the head lift. As your arms go out, press down, lift up through your head, neck, and shoulders, reach. And then reach your arms away as you lower your head down. Okay. Next piece of that, reaching your legs out long, and then lower your head as you come back. Now you can move the arms and the legs in the same circle at the same time. Lowering your head, reach around, and lift. And down and up so the legs can stay straight the whole time. Reach around, push through your arms. One more time. Reach out, down, around, and then back up. Whew, okay. Let's hang up these loops behind us here. Okay. You can teaser up or roll up to your seated position. So we're going to grab the box for this next part, and we're going to put the box down on the floor right next to your reformer. So it's going to be going long box ways. Okay, and I like it just right next to the carriage. We are going to be changing our spring, so you can do this on one red spring or one heavy spring, or if you want to give it just a little bit more, you can do a red and a heavy and add the light spring onto it, so it would be like a red and a yellow, or it could be one green spring. If you want to get wild with it, you can do a red and a blue, but that's going to be quite a bit. Okay. So we're going to have our palms down onto the box. I like to grip my fingers over the edge. You have your knees underneath your hips. And let's just take a round of cat and cow. So we'll inhale, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, press, chin towards the chest, round through back. And then again, inhale and exhale. Okay, let's find a neutral spine. And I'm going to take, so I'm on the left side of my reformer, so I'm going to take my right leg, which is the foot that's closest to the reformer, and I'm going to put the ball of my foot on the shoulder pad, and my heel is hanging off the side. My knee is turned out to the side, so I'm kind of like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Now you want to watch that your hips don't twist a whole bunch to the side. You want them to stay pretty square. I'm going to press out and slowly let it come back. And then again, press out and slowly let it come back. Good. And 4 and 3 and 2. Okay, now you're going to hold it about halfway here. You're going to let it come in, and then you're going to press it out just an inch and in just an inch. And out and in. And I'm pushing through my arms. I'm pushing through my leg. We have 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Press it all the way out. Let it come all the way back in. So if that felt too heavy, you can always move your box forward or take, make the spring load a little bit lighter. Now my right leg is going to reach out to the side, straight out and over the reformer. I'm going to push into both of my hands and pull up through my obliques. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, float the leg up to the side and tap it down. We have 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to hold it lifted here, press down, and then little pulses up and up. So my leg is extended out to the side. If this feels too hard, you can always bend the knee. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm going to bend my knee in. I'm going to sit back into a little child's pose for a moment. Take a deep breath. Okay. So the next piece of this, I'm going to come to stand on my box, kind of near the top edge. And I'm going to put my foot against the shoulder block. So I have the ball of my foot kind of down, my heel against the back edge of the shoulder block, and you can have your hands onto the foot bar here. I'm going to bend my knees, sink down low, coming into a full range lunge, and this is a kind of a stretch, and then slowly come back up, resisting on the way up, trying to find balance if you can. So you're going to press down. You can reach your arms forward, go slow, and then slowly come back up nice and tall. And press and reach. So my back leg is staying mostly straight, and I'm staying grounded through my front leg. Let's do 2. And then the next one, we're going to hold it down here. I'm going to take my hands to my hips. I'm going to let my back knee bend in towards me, and then press it out. Now I'm really trying to stay bent and low into my standing leg. That's what makes this harder, okay? Not adding more spring tension. It's how low can you go. We have 3, 2, and 1. Now hold both of these bent. We're going to do little pulses here for 6, 5, 4, down and up, trying to keep the carriage still. 3, 2, 1. Okay, press it out long. Whew, and then bring it all the way back in. Okay, nice. So we're going to step the 2 feet down. You can take a seat on your box for a moment. We're going to switch to 1 medium spring. So my Balanced Body Reformer, that's 1 blue spring. Take the red and the yellow off. We have a little ab work, a little transition for the other side. So with my 1 blue spring, I'm now going to turn and face the other direction. So I'm facing towards the risers in my reformer. I'm facing away from the foot bar. I'm going to take the longer loop, and I'm going to put it over the leg that's closest to the reformer, so that's my left leg. You can do the shorter loop if you want an extra challenge, but I'd try it with the longer loop first and just see how you feel. I'm going to scoot to the bottom edge of the box, and then slowly lower myself all the way down. I'll take my hands behind my head, but I'm just going to keep my head in more or less a neutral position to start. I'm going to float 1 leg up into a tabletop position, and then slowly switch. So you don't want the carriage to clank. And if you feel like it's too easy, you can always move further away from the pulley, from the riser. Basically move towards the foot bar more. Okay. Now I'm going to hold my left leg lifted in this tabletop position. And I'm going to pull it in, lift through my head, neck, and shoulders, and then back down. And just going in this 1-inch range of motion, anchoring through my right side, we have 3, and 2, and then 1, and hold it here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower your head down, set the foot down. You can drop your head back for a moment, take a deep breath. Okay, lifting back up through the head, neck, and shoulders, pull the leg into a tabletop position, anchor through your right hip. I'm going to pull my knee towards me as I twist towards it, and then back, and twist. So the challenging part here is the right side of my body wants to lift up as I'm turning, and I want to keep it grounded. You have 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, we'll set that foot down, take a deep breath. We're going to reach our arms by our sides, slowly roll yourself up to sit here. Okay. Now for this next part, my box is going to be going long box ways on top of the reformer, and because I'm tall and because of the way this reformer is set up, I know I need to put my box over my shoulder blocks, so I'm just going to go ahead and move my straps out of the way, and then I can slide the box on top here. So I still have the 1 blue spring, and now the box is on top of the reformer, long box ways. From here, I'm going to take a seat on top of the box, and I'm now going to thread both legs through the strap here, through each of the straps. So right side, this right leg on the right side, left leg on the left side. Scoot your hips down to the edge of the box, and then slowly lower yourself all the way back and down. So my hands behind my head, deep breath. Inhale, and then exhale, lift, and lower back down. And exhale, lift. So I'm lifting my upper body towards my legs as I lift my legs towards my upper body. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower the legs down. Let your head drop back for a moment. take a deep breath. And I advise setting the legs down one at a time. That's a little bit easier on the body. Okay, next one. We're going to have one leg lift and then the other. Now reach both legs up towards the ceiling, heels connect. You're going to pull the legs towards you and then let them drop away as low as you can manage and then pull them back up. So the further down they drop, the more challenging this becomes. Good. We have 3 and 2. Pull them back up. And 1. We'll let the legs reach up to the ceiling. I'm going to hug my knees in towards my chest, drop my head back for a moment. Take a deep breath. We have one more variation coming up here. Lifting through your head, neck, and shoulders. Hands behind the head one last time. You're going to pull one leg in towards you and then slowly switch. And switch. And try to have your legs brushing right past each other, pulling your shoulders back and down, pulling the leg even closer towards you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll bend the knees. Take a deep breath. You can grab onto the sides of the box or whatever you need to help yourself back up to seated. Okay, I'm going to unloop these loops. So I'll just set my left one out to the side for right now. I'm going to get onto the box in a 4-pointed kneeling position. I'm going to tuck my legs back and behind me. My knees can kind of come off the edge here. So I'm going to use this shorter loop, but feel free to use the longer loop if that's kind of where you're at today. And you're going to pull your arm back by your side and slowly let it go forward. So I'm trying to press equally into both of my knees, pulling my shoulder blade down my back. We have 3 and 2. And then hold your arm back and behind you. You're going to bend your elbow to 90 degrees and then press, reach, and lengthen. Okay, let's do 5 more. 5. And really make sure you kind of hold it at the top and press 4 and 3 and 2. And then hold it out here nice and long. Press it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to bring my arm back forward. Now I'm going to take this longer loop, and I'm going to kind of pull it and loop it over the arch of my foot. Again, I'm using the longer loop, and I'm going to hook both of my hands on the front here. And I shimmy myself over just a little bit. I'm trying to keep my left knee right underneath my left hip, and I'm going to reach my right leg out to the side. So think about like you're dipping a paddle in water. Use your left shoulder, your left lat, and the hip, and then press your leg out long behind you and slowly lower it back down. So I'm trying the best I can to keep my hips level, but it is really, really hard here, okay? And if you're like, this seems pretty easy, maybe you're on, the easier side for you. We're going to hold our leg out long behind us, and then bend your knee, and we're going to kind of go into that like fire hydrant, that peeing dog position, and then press back out. So this is basically the exact same thing that we were doing, facing the other way. We're going to do about 3 more here. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale as your knee bends in. Inhale as you press out. And 2. And 1 more time. Reach it out long. Okay. Last little piece. You're going to start to circle here. So if your strap gets in the way, just bear with me. Circle for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then reverse it. Circle for 4 and 3 and 2. Ooh, I feel that booty. And 1. Ooh, I'm going to bend my knee. Bring it forward. Okay. I'm going to let this side just fall out to the side. Take a little moment in child's pose because we have another side to do on top of this box before we get over to the other side. Take a deep breath here. You can wiggle out your fingers. Okay. I'm going to reach for my left side loop here, and I'm going to do the exact same everything that I did on the first side, so I'm going to be using the long loop for pretty much everything. I'm going to have my wrists under my shoulders. My knees are underneath my hips. I'm going to push into my right side. I'm going to hold onto the strap with my left hand. I'm going to pull it by my hips, and then slowly let it come forward. And press back. Good. Trying to keep my shoulders as level as possible. We have about 3 more here. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it here. You're going to bend your elbow to about 90 degrees and then press and reach it back. Good. Keep breathing through it. When you feel like it's getting really hard, push into something more. Breathe a little bit deeper. We have 2 and 1. Hold it here. I'm going to press up just a little bit. So I'm trying to keep my shoulder in the same place, but just reach my arm a little tiny bit higher using my triceps. We have 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Whew, okay, let that hand come back down. Now start to take the strap and loop it over the arch of the foot, pressing both of your hands into the box, and then trying to anchor that right knee down underneath the hip. Okay. Your leg is going to reach out to the side, and just like kind of the paddle dipping through water, it's going to press out behind you and then come back and down. Whew. Press and slowly let it return. Okay, keep it going. We have 4 and 3. I thought the other side was the hard side. I think this is the hard side for me. And 2. Just breathe through it. Smile, even maybe if you're saying some curse words, and then press out. Now we're going to let our leg turn out to the side and bend. And then press. So I'm really trying to avoid my right hip from leaning out to the right as I bend and press. Pushing through my right side. Both arms are equally as straight. We have 3 and 2. Ooh, this is a good one. This is such a good one. Okay, one more time, and then I get to hold my leg straight while I circle it. That means we're almost done. Reach it out and circle for 3 and 2 and 1, and then reverse it, circle the other way for 3 and 2. Okay, one more circle and 1. Whew. Bend that knee in. Gonna unhook that strap. Okay, home stretch here. Home stretch. We're gonna take the box off, and now it's gonna go long box ways on the other side of the reformer here. I'm just going to hang these loops back up, resetting, maybe grab a sip of water. Now might be a good time for that. I'm going to reset my spring back to that, either one heavy or the one heavy and the one light, the red and the yellow, or maybe it was just the red, or maybe you were really feeling it and you did a red and a blue. So pick whatever you did for your glute stuff. Shake out your wrists a little bit. I know this one's a little bit wrist heavy. Okay, and we are going to start with our glute presses on this side. So we'll have our hands, our wrists underneath our shoulders. You're going to put the ball of your foot against your shoulder block, press down into your right knee, then you're going to press this carriage back and behind you and slowly bend back. And press and bend. We have about 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Now let it come about halfway in. You're going to press out an inch and in an inch. Trying to keep the leg turned out so you get the outside of your hip a little bit more. That's what gives your butt that rounder shape, is this turned out portion. We have 3 and 2. Just a little bit. That was a lot. And 1. And then we'll press it all the way back. Reach out. And slowly come back in. Whew, okay, so now we're going to be standing 1 foot on the box, 1 foot against the shoulder block. So I'll have my right foot down towards the top edge of the box, and my left heel towards the shoulder block, and my toes down on the floor. I'm going to sit back into my lunge here, and then I'll slowly let myself come back in and up, and I'll come up to a standing position. So you're going to sit down low,
And slowly come back up nice and tall. And down low. And then back up nice and tall. 3. And 2. This next one, we're going to hold it down low. You're going to take your hands to your hips, keep the bend in your knee. You're going to slowly bend your knee in underneath you, and then press away. And extend. Whew. And in. And we have 4. And 3. And 2. Now I'm going to hold my knee bent underneath me. I'm going to lower it down a little bit, and then up. And down a little bit, trying to keep the carriage as still as possible. We have 4 and 3. I'm mostly bending through my standing side, my front leg. I guess they're both standing side, right? And then last one, up and down. Press it out. And then slowly let it come all the way back in and up. Whew. Take a deep breath. We're going to go back to that one blue spring. We have a couple more things left for our abs. I have a little bonus plank surprise at the end with the one blue spring. But for now, we're going to turn it around so we can face our risers. We're going to take that longer loop and hook it up over our right leg this time, the leg that's closest to the reformer. I'm going to scoop my hips down so they're to the back edge of the box. I'm going to lower myself all the way back and down here, taking my hands behind my head. Just for support, I'm in a neutral spine. I'm going to pull my knee in towards me, and then let it tap down, and switch. Other leg lifts up. Good. And then switch. One leg lifts, and then I slowly switch. Other leg lifts. So you can always have one leg floating in the air to challenge yourself, or if you feel like you always want one foot on the floor, then do that. So you can find whatever works for you. Okay, one more switch here. And I'm going to start to lift up through my head, neck, and shoulders. So my left foot is pressing into the floor. My left hip is anchored down. I'm going to exhale, lift up towards my right knee, let my head come towards my leg, and then back down. Exhale and lift, and lower. Inhale, exhale, and we have 3 and 2. Okay, we're going to hold it here. You're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower back down. Take a deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. We got our twist coming next. So you're going to lift yourself up, pull towards your knee, exhale, and twist, and then back, and exhale and twist, and back, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lift up nice and high. Good. Nice job, you guys. That one is so tough. Take a deep breath, reach your arms out, and help yourself up to sit. Okay, we're going to unhook these loops. I'm going to be putting my box on the reformer short box weights to finish it up here. So I'm going to stack this box on top. Okay. And then I'm going to be kneeling on the carriage. I'm going to have my toes on the platform. So if you feel like one blue is kind of light, lighter is harder for this one. So you may want to do one heavy spring instead, one red spring. But I think one blue is a good place to be to really challenge yourself. So one medium. We're going to have our forearms. They can press together. They can press down on the sides, whatever works for you. First, we're going to tuck our toes, lift our knees, and just hover your knees, and lower is harder here. Barely reach up above the carriage. Hold for 10, 9, and really feel like your elbows are pulling towards your knees. 4, 3, 2, and then drop it down. Take a deep breath. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. Okay, press into your forearms, pull your abs in and up, pull your knees up, and then reach out all the way nice and long here. Okay, so my heels are staying stacked right over my toes. I'm going to slide my elbows forward a little bit and then back underneath me. So all of the bones of my body are staying in the same place, except my arm bone is sliding forward, and then it's sliding back underneath me. And this is really challenging my upper abdominals. You see that little shake?
Hello, core. We have 2 and 1. Now I'm going to draw my elbows in underneath me. I'm going to pull the carriage all the way to close. I'm going to try and pull it beyond close. Try and really pull it even closer. And then press back out nice and long. 3 more like that. Pull everything back in. Reach, 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 reach. And then back out nice and long. 2 more times. Try and keep those knees lifted. Try and pull your elbows towards your knees. And then press back out. And then one last time, try and keep your butt low. Don't lift your butt up or down. Press out nice and long and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it all the way back in. Whew, okay. We'll sit for a moment, kind of draped over the box here. Take a deep breath. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. This was our glutes and abs flow on the reformer with the box. If you want a PDF printout of the notes, there's information on how to get that down below. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I make new videos about twice a week. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up so I know to make more videos like this. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down so I know not to do this again. Thank you for watching. Again, my name's Tori. This is my channel, ToriMoves. Look forward to seeing you.